Hi guys, today we're going to talk about dark aerosols. What's in air pollution? We've been talking about climate lately, we've been talking about the planet, and we've been talking about air. Let's talk about air pollution. What is air pollution? Well, if you think of a plastic bag floating through the air, that's obviously pollution and it's obviously in the air. But most air pollution is not something you can even see. Air pollution is caused by particles. Those are particles that are suspended, floating in the air. They could be gases, but also solids and liquids that are particles up there. These particles and gases can come from car and truck and airplane and train exhaust. They can come from factories. They can come from natural sources like dust and pollen, mold spores, and then volcanoes and wildfires, other natural sources of air particles that make pollution. The solid and liquid particles that are in the air are called aerosols. Many of these are things that come from fossil fuels such as coal and petroleum and wood. These particles can come from many sources, including car exhaust, factories. Others come from chemical reactions in the air. Some things break down or combine, creating a larger particle or a particle that reacts in a different way. A gas called ozone is a major cause of air pollution. And there's two different types of ozone. There's good ozone and bad ozone. Ozone high up in our atmosphere is a good thing. It helps block ultraviolet rays from the sun. And those are rays that can cause skin damage. They can damage your cells. They can damage your DNA. They can cause cancer. So we like having ozone up in the upper atmosphere. Down at ground level, though, ozone is bad. It creates smog and it is damaging to your lungs. Ozone is a molecule of 3 oxygen atoms bonded together. Now, going back to aerosols. Aerosols can impact how the sun's light hit Earth, and it depends on what the aerosol is. Dark surfaces, whether it is the black t-shirt or a dark particle, is going to absorb heat. Lighter colored surfaces or lighter colored aerosols are going to reflect heat. So if you wear a black t-shirt on a hot sunny day, it's going to make you warmer because it's absorbing the heat. If you wear a white t-shirt, it's going to not necessarily cool you down, but it's going to stay cooler than the black t-shirt would. Light-colored particles that reflect the sun's light and heat away from Earth can actually make the global temperature cooler. Dark-colored particles absorb the sun's light and can make the global temperature warmer. Now this comes to a recent article, came out a couple of days ago, about during this COVID-19 pandemic, we actually cut pollution worldwide in 2020. Yay! But it warmed the atmosphere even more. Now this is really confusing because we want to think about burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases, and those greenhouse gases lead to global warming. So how is it that when we stopped releasing so many greenhouse gases, and we did during 2020, we reduced greenhouse gas emissions, but the Earth started warming up still, or kept warming up still? What is going on here? Well, the thing is that those greenhouse gas emissions, things like carbon dioxide that are released when we burn fossil fuels, they build up over many, many years. So the stuff that we released 5 years ago is what's affecting us now. The stuff that we didn't release this last year is only going to cause an impact in the coming years because it's one of those things that builds up and it has to stay in the atmosphere for a while before it's like adding another blanket on the bed. You don't notice the heat insulation right away. You notice the heat insulation after it's been there holding in more heat for a little bit longer. But the shutdowns also reduced the tiny particles known as aerosols. So these are aerosols, they float in the air. Some are liquid droplets. These are the water in the low clouds, the sulfuric acid that's spewed by volcanic eruptions. Solid aerosols can include dust, pollen, different particles of salt left behind from sea spray off on the ocean, including ice crystals and high altitude clouds. Okay, so these are all different examples of aerosols. Now, some aerosols are light colored and some are dark colored. And then going back to the whole t-shirt thing, what do you think is going to happen when we have a light colored aerosol and a dark colored aerosol? Well, soot from burning wood is going to be something that is light colored. Oh no, soot is dark colored. I knew that. Soot is dark colored and it actually absorbs heat. Light colored aerosols, though, reflect the sun's heat. They reflect the sun's warming back into space. So if we have a lot of those, it's actually going to help balance some of that warming of the planet, because it's going to put less of that heat into our atmosphere. Well, when we stop producing so many aerosols from factory production during COVID, we actually reduced the amount of light-colored aerosols, which were helping to block some of those rays from the sun, and when they were gone, they stopped cooling the climate. So those aerosols can have another effect. It can make rain clouds brighter, and when those rain clouds are brighter, then the more aerosols there are, the more drops that form in clouds, and smaller droplets make clouds brighter. They also reflect more light back into space, which cools the Earth. So here is the recent study that was just in the news, but this was published in December. It's climate impact of the COVID-19 induced emission changes. And they measured temperatures around the world, and they compared them with a simulation showing what would happen if we didn't have aerosols in the air. And it confirmed what they expected would happen if there was a drop in aerosols, and the temperatures in these areas changed. These temperatures increased. Now, some areas heated up just a little bit. So areas like South America, where there isn't a lot of industry, not a lot of factories, they heated up just a little bit. But you saw larger increases in heat patterns in northern hemisphere, where there are a lot more industrialized areas. Russia and the United States warmed up by 0.37 degrees Celsius, and heavy industrial activity is what contributes to more aerosols, making more cooling. But because there was less of that, there was more warming. Now, 2020 was still tied with 2016 as the hottest year on record. And this is one of these things. We've been tracking global temperatures for over 100 years. And we have various readings around the world where we're measuring temperatures and then looking at a global average. And the global average has changed. Now, this is the temperature difference from 1981 to 2010. And the areas that are the reddest are the areas that have seen the largest amount of change. The areas that are coolest are the ones that have seen a change in a cooler direction, like if they dropped temperature over the last couple of decades or 3 decades. So as you can see, up near the North Polar region, you have a lot faster warming. You do have some patches of cooling in various areas, but for the most part, you're seeing a warming trend. The most recent 6 years were actually the warmest ever recorded. So what have we learned from this? There are 3 things that we're going to take away from this. Number 1, greenhouse gases insulate our planet and they hold in heat. We had talked about this earlier in the year. We know that this is true. Dark-colored aerosols absorb heat, warming the planet. And light-colored aerosols reflect heat, cooling the planet. So what warms and cools our climate is a really complex system. And some things contribute to warming and some things contribute to cooling, and it's all about a balance. Now, one of the proposals that people have talked about is, if this is really a problem that our planet is warming, how can we fix this? And there's a TV series right now that's based on a book that also has a movie out there. It's called Snowpiercer. And the concept behind it is that people tried to fix the problem by putting aerosols in the air that would cool the planet. And they didn't do it right, and it stayed in the atmosphere and kept cooling until the whole planet became a giant snowball. Obviously, we don't want to do that. That's a problem. But the idea of things in the atmosphere cooling and warming our planet is a very real thing, and we're looking at very real solutions. So that's it for today, guys. Have a good day.